Alright, so this is the difference between a Yari, which is similar to a Roman spear. See, it's got a shorter attack metal weapon, right. So it's still on the stick, right? Or, a 6 foot or 5 foot tall pole. Whatever you want to call them. They're called bow staffs normally, right? Without a top, right? Made out of metal, right? So the difference is the Nagi is more like a sword blade, right? And this is just like similar to a Roman lance, right? Though the Roman lance is sometimes thicker than the Yari, right? Here, right? So, let's go back. Here. So the Nagi Nada, right, which, I call it the Nagi for short, right? And the Yari, right, are similar. Okay. So, again, I can simulate it like with the bow staff, some of the attacks until I could order one or something, but that might be way in the future too if I was to ever get one or something, right? But now that I know what they're called, I might order one from, say, eBay or something, just for fun, right? So you don't really use them to hurt someone, right? Is a weapon you're studying into, right? For interest, right? It looks cool, right? In your opinion, right? Usually, right? It's also kind of more recent in Japanese history as well, though it traces back to the 6th century as well. Now, if you were into Roman things, right, of course, you could do that with Rome. You can do that with Israel. You can do that with any country. Now, the thing is, the Bible's telling you, don't always look, right? There might be more than you can see, right? Why do you think I keep talking about if a unicorn existed, someone had to think it's all what appeared to be a horse with the horn on its head, huh? Right. But also, what would that mean for a horse with the horn on its head in pre-flood or whatever you want to call it, civilization, right? Would they hunt the unicorn like a trophy animal? You know what I mean? Men like trophies, right? What's a trophy? An elephant tusk, right? Some people, to get ivory, you gotta get it from an elephant tusk, right? Yes. Well, some people hunt elephants only, and this is the problem with it, for their tusks, right? Which is where the ivory comes from, right? So, my name is associated with an elephant's tusk, right? Ivory. Right. It's not easily gotten either. You have to hunt the elephant and kill the elephant, right? To get it, right? Unless it's already dead, right? And then you're, again, collecting the tusks from the animal as after it died, right? And like us, they have hierarchies and mother and father and right, he and she, he and her, and even or him and her, right? Though who I and who he are kind of in some ways, right, the same thing, right? Now, sometimes Cohen, right, which can mean priest, right, can be feminized by simply adding the AH to it, right? Kohenah is priestess in the Hebrew, right? Like Sarah is princess and Sar, prince, right? See? Now, why, though, did Moses not do that with the word, you might ask? Is he saying you can't? Right. Either? No. What did he say, though, that's confusing you? Do not add to or take away from what I said, right? In my book, right? When I said what I said, right? Does that mean someone cannot say Cohen and Kohenah? No. He never said you couldn't make Kohenah a word, right? If you see Sar and Sarah. What's the difference? There's no difference, right? With the two words, they're nouns, right? One masculine, one feminine, right? Well, why did he only use Cohen then for priest? I don't know. Ask him, right? I know. Why did he use Sarah and Malachi for queen, right? He did use the word queen once, didn't he? Right? And princess, right? Became Sarah. So why didn't he, right? Does that mean he only wants men to be priests? That's a possible interpretation of it, right? Maybe. But Miriam was called a prophetess, right? In Exodus, right? True. So some people wonder about that, right? Why didn't he, right? Does that mean only men could be priests, right? Well, he didn't say that either, right? So why didn't he do it? I don't know. I'm not Moses, right? See, if I write something out right? And I show you other ways to feminize it, right? And all you have to do is add an H. Am I testing you if you're man enough, right, to realize all you gotta add is an H, right? And she's a priestess. I don't know. Or are you overdoing it, right? Going overboard, right? Now, maybe I freaked Sheena out because I got so religious on her and told her I was one of the two witnesses myself. I don't know, right? What the problem actually was, right? Maybe she just wanted the one night stand and then it turned into all that, right? I don't know, right? It can happen that way, right? Maybe the girl just wanted the sex. Sorry, I don't know. Or she didn't want sex, but didn't think she had to tell me. Like I said, either way. So that's why I started worrying, well, what she's gonna say? I raped her, or tricked her, or enticed her, or raped. See, one of those things means you're willingly letting me do things with you of a sexual nature that normally I don't do with backslidden women, right? You're not the only backslidden Christian I had sex with. I was with 5 other women and they were Christians too, right? Hello? I thought we were both backslidden, right? What's the difference, right? You're a backslidden daughter and I'm a backslidden son, right? I was having problems with my pastors in Christian Fellowship Church telling me if I wanted to be a eunuch, it was okay to jerk off with men. They're not going to publicize that, by the way. They're going to lie about it if the public perceives it as something wrong, right? Men like that you can't trust. They're called a cult for a reason, right? They're hiding a sexual thing they do, and they don't want the general public to know it, right? And they're being secretive, right, about it, right? Well, what's the big deal if it's no big deal, right? If it's okay to masturbate, the Bible doesn't say two men couldn't masturbate if you're into it, right? But I have the right, if I'm not comfortable with it, to say no, right? Do you understand what I mean about choice in the matter, right? If I'm not comfortable with that, you can't convince me, even if you do it, right, to do it, right? Nor is it of God or not of God, you know what I mean? It's a choice, right? It's a heresy. What does that mean? You have a choice to do it or not, right? When you force people who don't want to do it, then it's a sin, right? Because the person said that, right? Now, the thing is, I can't condemn it myself, right? Alone. I can just say no to it, right? I'm not into that, but go ahead, right? If you want to do that, no problem by me, right? What do I mean, right? Do it if you want to do it. Don't do it if you want to do it. That's up to you, right? It's like eating something, right? Gentiles eat pork, right? Jews don't, right? Muslims don't like the Jews. But why? I don't know. Catholics, right, were in place by Muhammad, right? The Catholics are the reason, right? Some of the beliefs of Muhammad have to deal with him, right? That makes it bad, Muslims, I know, right? Islamists, right? See, if you're responding negatively to a religion you don't understand, right? Or you're doing something wrong, right? Because of someone else, right? Who don't understand God or the nature of God, right? You're just as bad as them then, right? And you're making your religion wrong because of them, not because of God, right? Or Allah, right? See, when you call God Allah, that's not the problem, right? If you call God Baal, even, or El, like the Jews and the Canaanites, right? That's not the problem with the word, right? Some even try to change it to Al, A-L, right? Instead of El, right? Well, it's an aleph, right? You can put any vowel with an aleph, right? Or ayin, even, right? It's supposed to represent an A, right? And our alphabet. It's the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet, right? And alpha really comes from the Greek alpha and omega, right? And bet is the second word, or the letter, right? Okay, right, that's just general knowledge. Everybody should know that, right? Might could not. I don't know. It depends on if you're even told it yourself. See, if you're not told something, you don't know something until you're told it, right? See, if you move in somewhere and you don't know that about nobody, like a normal person, right? You meet people around you, right? You didn't know before, right? And you get to know people how gradually, right? So nothing I'm doing has anything to do with me or them. Like Sarah's a teacher, right? So if I take her to work, right, and she wants to work, that's not my fault, right? Now what would be weird is if I stay there, right? So, longer than I have to be there, right? To pick her up. See, if she says pick me up at 4 o'clock, you gotta pick her up at 4 o'clock. If she says pick me up at 4:30, you gotta pick her up at 4:30. Now, even if I get there a little early and I'm waiting for her, right, I'm not there to see the children, right? She just happens to work in the school where children are at. That's the difference. My attitude ain't the same as your attacking attitude that I want to be around children and I don't. Unless they're my own children like a normal parent. Right? Now, I'm asking her, did someone type letters to you from the ship, right? I don't know if they did or not, but if they did, they lied about me, right? Whatever they said to you, right, wasn't me. And now, for some reason, they're making me do that with my letters, right? To the VA. I gotta type them up. Now, maybe that's more professional. I don't know. Because, see, in a business world, you gotta type. Well, But in a normal world, you can write letter on paper, right? Right? With lines, right? Which are either wide ruled or college ruled, right? Now, the difference is you get more lines, 32, with college rules versus 26 lines with wide rule, right? That's the difference, too. College rule has about 8 more lines, I think, right? 32 versus 26, right? Or is that 6? 6, 6. Okay, 6 more lines, right? Now, I typically like to get college rule, right? And when I wrote, Sheena wrote her the Bible studies, right? It was on paper, right? Right. I believe, right? Not on, I know, type paper, right? Even. Now, I also sent back the letters I sent to her, right? Why? I mean, usually people throw them away, right? I don't know what was going on, right? And I told her, well, then keep the letters as evidence. I don't know what's going on, right? I don't know if she did or not either. She could have still thrown them away, right? I don't know. But I also resent them, right? That's why I agreed to the number of letters I sent was over 100, because I resent the same letters, right? And didn't change nothing in them, right? I just sent them back to the same sender, right? Ain't that crazy, right? Because they were just Bible studies from some other church, right? That was also confessed to be Pentecostal or rooted in Pentecostalism, right? See. Now, someone's calling himself a Shaneite, whatever that means, right? But that's because I'm showing you the whole Bible. You know what I mean, right? But I'm just a normal Christian male, right? I'm not race. I'm not one race either, right? multiple races, actually, technically, right? At least 7 off the top of my head, right? Irish, English, French, German, Italian, Greek. That's 6, right? And those are the biggest percentages. 29, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. I know. Kind of weird, huh? Right? And then the last 3% is Spanish, Nigerian, and Arabic, right? Even. It's 0.2, 1.2, and 1. Or about the same with the Spanish, right? As the Nigerian, right? But what does that mean? Well, my parents, who married and had me, right? One of them had those genes, right? When they married, right? Now, like I told you, it's not that I'm not multiracial. I'm super multiracial, right? 6 and 3 is 9, right? I don't think it has anything to do with the DNAs of other people either, right? What that means is my grandparents were multiracial too, right? But I got 25% of them, right? Now, every time you divide it, right, 25 becomes, what, an eighth, right? To your great-great-parents, right? And vice versa, right? It becomes less, actually, right? Of them and more of your own parents, right? Only 2 make you, right? 2 shall be one flesh, saith the Lord, right? But it's not just sex, it's also having a child, right? Right. Now, Jesus would understand with the woman at the well what her problem was. And if she was attractive like Rachel, and he saw himself as Jacob, could they have had what's called a romp, right, today? Or a sexual encounter, right? Jacob wanted to marry Rachel. Did Jesus chat her up as a player would today? And hit that, as they said, right? Not judging her past, right? Or if she was a virgin or not, right? And had sex with her anyway. That would blow your mind if you were a Christian and thought he never married, right? That don't mean he couldn't have sex, by the way. Outside of marriage, right? Moses never said you couldn't either, right? He didn't say what to do if the woman was divorced 5 times and living with the dude. No, he didn't. No, he didn't, right? He also didn't say you couldn't sleep with her either, right? If she was already living with the dude and nothing happened yet, right? And they talked probably later on into the night, right? After he started preaching about being the Messiah of Israel, right? That would include Samaria, right? By the way, Jews, right? Unlike you, right? Jesus knows they're Jews, right? And unlike you, he's not racist. Sometimes, right? That's what it is. That was racism among a tribe of people who were similar and from the same parentage, right? That's bad, right? They called the well Jacob's well anyway, right? So he must be associated with Jacob somehow, right? Just the Jews by then became racist against their own race, right? There's also 10 other tribes scattered throughout the world where we don't even know where they are now, right? Though John talks of a day when there will be at least 12,000 men from each tribe, right? Whatever that means in the future, including believing Christians in that day too, right? However long it takes, by the way, right? Now, 12,000 is 144,000. Some think it represents the number of angels who sinned with Satan in Eden, right? To the fall of blood, I'm sorry. To cause both the fall and the flood. Right? Now, anything pre-flood, alien hunters, right, is from them, right? Even up to India, right? And what they're showing you is a half truth, right? It's not the full truth, right?